This is a true account from David M., recorded in 2024. David says, I haven't told anyone this. Not really. Maybe because it sounds insane, or maybe because if I say it out loud, it becomes more real. But I saw something. Someone, when I was a kid, out in the Mojave Desert. And now, after all these years, he's back.
You mean the Mojave Desert, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't say it right.
Yeah. Okay.
We live in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Just sand, brush, and silence so thick it made your ears ring. My dad was a concreter, and my mom homeschooled me. So most of my days were spent alone exploring the dust and abandoned things people left behind when they gave up on desert life. It happened one night. Summer of 99, I think. I woke up to this strange orange glow seeping in through the window.
Oof.
Not warm like sunrise. It was flickering. Like fire. So I crept to the window expecting to see a brush fire or something. But instead, standing out by the edge of our property was this man. Or what looked like one. His skin, God, his skin looked blackened, burned. Like someone had pulled him from a house fire and stood him upright. He didn't move, didn't make a sound. He just stared at the house. I blinked, and he was gone. I told my parents, but they said it was a bad dream. Just desert heat playing tricks. But after that, weird things started happening. Our dog wouldn't go outside at night. I'd wake up with soot on my windowsill. My dreams were full of fire and screaming. We moved a year later. I tried to forget. For 2 decades, I did. Until last fall, when I returned to settle my mom's estate. The house had been vacant for years. First night back, I woke up at 3:14 a.m. Orange light under the door. I thought I was dreaming again, but I wasn't. He was back, standing at the edge of the room. Same burnt skin, same empty stare, but this time, he stepped forward. I think he's still watching. And that is the intro, at least the first story.
Yeah.
That introduces the burnt man apparition.
Yeah.
Is it lore?
Or is it
real?
true?
Before we go getting any ideas,
Yeah.
because I know some people are fucking quick to think, I have a second story. It was meant to be one of those peaceful nights. Just me and a mate, sitting by a bonfire in the hills, clear sky, no signal, no distractions. Just firelight, beers, and the kind of silence you only get in the middle of nowhere. First of all, fuck y'all, white people, for jumping out in the middle of nowhere and just being like, man, I love silence. Fuck is wrong with you? Get a real hobby.
Yeah.
But
they don't have to worry because the white man never dies, bro.
Yeah,
it's the brown like
exactly.
us. Brown
so
and the black guys
if you have a brown friend and you take him out in silence, you're killing him.
Yeah.
Either way, his blood is on your hands.
Yeah.
Whether you actually shoot him or someone else does it for you.
Yeah.
A ghost or whatever.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Around the middle of the night, or around midnight rather.
Yeah.
We noticed the fire started to shift. Like, it wasn't flickering. It was reshaping.
Okay.
At first, I thought I was seeing things. The flames were rising, coiling upwards unnaturally. Then it happened. A figure. A man. Slowly taking form in the fire itself. I mean, it shoulders, arms, a head. Like something was walking out of the heart of the blaze. His body looked charred, like it had been burned to a crisp, but it didn't fall apart. It held its shape. I froze. My mate muttered, "Are you seeing this too?" And I knew we weren't just imagining it. The figure took a step out of the fire. Didn't make a sound. Didn't scream. Didn't burn. It just stood there, staring at us with hollow, smoking sockets.
Shit.
We ran. I didn't even grab my phone or my pack. We just bolted through the bush until we hit the road. I've never gone back to that site. Never lit another bonfire. But sometimes, when I close my eyes, I see that face glowing behind my eyelids.
Yeah.
And I swear, it's watching us.
Shit. I've got one for you as well.
Alright,
Yeah.
hit me.
Now, this, the ghost you're talking about, the burnt man, is not just appeared in the Mojave Desert. It appears in a lot of different locations, right? But this is like more to do with like campfires, people who go camping, or who love the outdoors, who love the wilderness. So most of these kind of people, if they are at the wrong spot at the wrong time, they tend to see the burnt man. Now, there was the first ever witness in the 1997s, okay, who witnessed the burnt man. Now, he says, "I was alone taking photos of the embers. There was the guy maybe 30 feet away, standing perfectly still. I waved. He didn't move. I called out. He vanished, literally gone. My camera, the roll had only static and burn marks on the frame." Now, that again is also associated to the burnt man. So, the burnt man could also mean a man who, like how if suppose you go to the beach or something, right? At sunset or something like that, the last glow of the sunset, right? Or the first glow of the sunrise, it tends to like glow people. Like it gives you that glow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like orangey glow.
I genuinely thought that was going in a different direction, by the way. I was going to be like, no, that's a tan.
Yeah. That's more like midday stuff, the tan man. But this is more like the first, you know what I mean? Like the sunset time. So
that's the kind of orangey glow.
That's the orangey glow that he might have seen, and so he tried to click photos, but he, his film was all burnt, and there was only static on his camera roll. And the same thing happened. Now, this was a group of rangers, and they called it the Rangers Camp Incident in 2003. So what happened is 2 volunteers swore that they saw a man walking out of the ashes directly after the collapse of the man. One tried to approach him, thinking he was hurt. As they neared, he turned and his eyes looked like coals. We froze. It wasn't fear, it was like paralysis. He just stared and then turned into smoke. I'm not kidding, it was actual smoke. So another story, another true encounter of the burnt man.
I've got one more for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
And we'll see if this can help like tip the scales, right?
Okay.
So this one is called The Burnt Man of Shoreham.
Okay.
And this is an anonymous retelling, so the person obviously didn't want to be tied to the story.
Yeah.
And it goes, "I live near Shoreham Beach, and I've walked that shore 1,000 times. But one night changed everything. It was late, about 1:40 a.m. It was very specific timing, by the way. Kudos to you, sir, for being able to read your watch.
Yeah.
I was walking back from the pub alone, so reading your watch while drunk. Fantastic effort. Crossing the footbridge into town. The tide was high, the moon was full.
Yeah.
Everything was quiet until I saw him. Standing completely still, just at the edge of the water, was a man.
Yeah.
He looked wrong. His clothes were tattered and fused to his body. His skin, it was blackened, cracked, like it had been through fire.
Shit.
The worst part wasn't how he looked. It was that he didn't move. He didn't even seem to breathe. He just stood there, staring straight ahead. Not at me, just through me.
Shit.
I called out, no response. Took a few steps closer, and that's when he slowly turned his head. No facial features I could make out.
Yeah.
Just these sunken eyes like burnt craters. I backed away, and then he vanished. Gone. Just like that.
Shit.
No splash, no noise.
Yeah.
Like he had never been there at all.
Wow.
Found out later that others had seen him too. Locals called him the Burned Man. They say he had been appearing for decades, always near midnight, always near the bridge or the old high street. I never walked that road again, and I never will.
Yeah.
Not alone, not after that.
Shit. So, in terms of like the burnt man, right?
Yep.
Do you think it's associated to someone who died? Because burning is one of the most worst, the most painful death, right?
Yeah.
And so we had like in India, right, where I used to live, at one time in like the early 2000s, there was this trend where people just burn themselves.
Yep.
So if they had a breakup or they were fucking, their husbands cheated, they just gasoline themselves. Yeah. And the thing is that I remember this particular story. So talking about the burnt man, right? Let's give you a story. So my mother was she would have been about 20 odd years, right? 25 years of age. And what happened is in her area that she lived in, there were a lot of these cases. So there was a lot of people, women especially, burning themselves. If their husbands were cheating on them, if they got divorced or whatever, the only way out was burning themselves, right? It was more to do with the action of suicide, but it was more brutal because there was a point to be proven.
Yep.
If you burn yourself, there was a point to be proven, right? Like if you hung yourself, it's different. It's like more lonesome way of dying. It's more like private. It's more secluded. It's more separated from reality or from your people, from the people. Exactly. But with burning, it was like announcing to people, because once you're on fire, bro, you're not gonna stay still. A lot of the times when this used to happen, they used to have these burnt victims. They actually would come out of their house when they light themselves on fire. And the problem with burnt victims, and especially people who light themselves on fire, is that it doesn't smell quite pleasant. It's not like burning plastic or something like that. This is burning flesh, and it smells really bad. Okay. Now what happened is, my mother was like about 20-25 years of age, and so she had this particular case that had happened recently. So what happened is, she was sleeping. It was midnight, about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. She suddenly starts getting this smell, this burnt flesh smell. So she opens her eyes and she's halfway still asleep and stuff like that, and nothing around her, nothing. So she sleeps again. She goes back to bed, and then she smells that again, like rotten flesh, like burnt rotten flesh, right? And so how your hair catches fire, that smell, that similar to that. I'm
very familiar with that smell.
I've lit my beard on fire as well.
I had someone light my beard on fire for me. Shout out to Chris if you listen to this one. Dick.
Oh my gosh. But so she had that, she got the smell again. So she woke up and there was nothing, right? And then finally she's like, look, it's just probably the story stuck in my head. A woman just gave her life, committed, burnt herself just a couple of days ago, so it's stuck in my head. I'm probably just imagining things. And my mother's got a very highly active imagination, right? Just like me. So now you know where I get it from. So she slept the second time. She said, nah, there's probably no one. Nothing, right? And she slept again. Now what happened is, within maybe a half an hour after, her brother-in-law, was living in the same house. Her sister and the brother-in-law, right? The brother-in-law, she woke up to her brother-in-law with a pillow or with a blanket, like trying to, like, she literally bashing her with a blanket, right? And so she got scared. She's like, someone's attacking me, because in the dark she just saw the silhouette of this man trying to like do something with the blanket. And so she suddenly woke up and she's like, oh, what happened? And she was screaming, and he's like, Anne, don't scream, it's Pat. And she said, Pat, what are you doing? She's like, your mattress caught fire. And so the you know the mosquito coils that we used to light back in the day with the coils, so the coil hit her, like it was burnt very close to her mattress, and so the coil touched the mattress and the mattress started burning, and so the cotton inside the those days, you know, there's the spring and the cotton or whatever, so it started catching fire. And so in time, Pat, my uncle, he got the smell, and he walked into, and he wanted to know, and he was a Navy guy, so he knew, you know, he was like quick on action kind of guy, right? So he got the smell, he tried to see where's the fire, and then he comes to my mom's room and he sees the smoke rise, and then he bashes the fire and then tries to like put out the fire basically, right? And so my mother looks at him and she's like, shit, and you can see like her head, where her head is, the fire is so close that it would have actually started, like her hair would have caught on fire. But before that, my uncle came and like put that out, okay, and woke her up. And now the mystery is that the fire didn't start like 2 hours ago, because my mother woke up with the burning smell, right? So she woke up a couple of times, but there was no fire. But then this fire happened maybe 15 minutes, you know? Yeah, maybe just 15 minutes ago, before my uncle would enter. So it's a mystery, because my mother couldn't, like till date, doesn't know why that could have happened. Was the burning flesh the smell? Was it a sign? Was the spirit trying to tell her that she's gonna go through this? Or is this burning apparition or the spirit actually wanting her to die, or to catch fire, you know, for her to catch the fire?
Could be bad.
So we don't know that. So that's a creepy story that I remember my mother talking about.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's,
there you go for the burning man.
This
was more of the burning woman story. My mother would have been the burning woman apparition if my uncle wouldn't have stepped in.
Thank Christ your uncle stepped in.
And I wouldn't be here. Obviously, she was 20, so whatever.
You'd have been charcoal, buddy.
Yeah. But anyway, that's one of the stories that I do remember. So burning, I have noticed that it is like a very dreadful way to die. And so my logic behind this is that anyone who burns themselves on fire, right, their soul and stuff like that, spirit could still be suffering, because it's a very painful death. You know, even if you touch the lighter, you know, and if you put your hand in the flame and you get burnt, you know how like the sheer pain that you get with just a small blister on your finger when it gets burnt is unbearable. Just imagine catching yourself on fire, like, you know, your body catches fire and then they get fucking burnt, you know. And apparently with these burnt victims as well, people who have actually experienced burning, accidental, or lighting themselves on fire, you know, with hanging, right, or with people who commit suicide, at one point, when if it's done in different methods, right, at one point of their action, they start regretting it. In terms of burning, the regret is instant. It's not like hanging, or it's not like slitting your wrist. This particular method of people who commit suicide or who have survived, they always mention that burning is one of the most instant regrets. As soon as you light yourself on fire, that very second people regret doing it. And so they jump towards other people, they try to grab people around them, or they, you know, want to go and jump in the water or something like that. And so my theory behind the burnt man could be something similar. It could be that someone has actually either accidentally gotten burnt, or someone's lit someone on fire and the soul is still avenging, you know, and stuck into this this limbo, basically. So that's my theory.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, there's a few like folklores, right, surrounding the so-called Burning Man or the Burnt Man. Obviously, the one in Mojave Desert stems from a very strong tale of Native American mythology.
Right.
It's got a not connotation. It's got a connection to like a wartime history, the most modern urban legends, right? Where one of the more prominent tales of the charred man, has been a fire victim. So you are right.
Right.
It is more obviously it's a burnt man. So you'd be safe to assume.
Correct.
That he was a burn victim at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But can I also put in this theory? And I gotta ask you if it makes sense, right? What do you associate hell with?
Exactly.
It's
that's
fire.
where my mind was going as well.
Yeah.
Now it's funny you mentioned that.
Okay.
Because
I don't like that look, Josh.
I wasn't doing any research exactly. I was doing my usual shit, just scrolling through fucking videos.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people saying hell is full of fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
Right? Brimstone is what? Sulfur?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I could be fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So, it's funny because it wasn't even a video now that I think about it. It was just a fucking photo.
Yeah.
And it literally said, we talk about hell and we have these depictions of hell and how these artists have been lying to us for years about their interpretation of hell because everyone assumes hell, red,
I wouldn't
fire,
say they're lying.
blah, blah. No, obviously
is their depiction. They're like common knowledge of what fire would look like.
If hell is fire and brimstone, sulfur burns blue.
Yeah.
Therefore, there have not been accurate depictions of hell.
Okay.
Except for one.
For one.
Guess where that one is?
Where? A book?
It's in a Disney movie.
What? Really?
Hercules.
Okay.
Hades' hair color. What color is that?
Blue.
Man?
Yeah.
It is the one place where it's accurate.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Fucking creepy knowledge right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if this is a man from hell, I would expect the colors that he gives off or the light that emits from him to be more blue.
Okay.
But if he is a being human being or any being alike
who has lit themselves
charged,
on fire.
Maybe he didn't light himself on fire.
Accidental or war.
Could have been many a thing. It could be as simple as in the fucking 1400s there was a witch hunt and he was accused of being a witch. Even though he has a weenie. And burned him at the stake.
But what do you think then happens to cremated bodies? Because cremation is a part of the most cultures, right?
100%. 100%. It's definitely in Greek mythology and
Hinduism
and stuff like that. So there is a lot of burning. Now there's burning
after death.
There's burning a body when a person dies. And there's burning a live body.
Correct.
Because that, regardless of whether the body dies after the burning or not, you're setting the person alive on fire. Meaning the soul is still here.
Trapped
it has not left. Whereas when you burn a body,
and plus the pain that comes, and the pain and the vengefulness that's is associated with the act of burning someone or burning themselves. So, but what if I tell you, okay, that it's not just the real world that has seen the burnt man. Now you're a video game player, right? And you do play VR. Now this is called the 2020 virtual burn, glitch or haunting. Now, even in the virtual world, there has been sightings of the burnt man or the burning man. Some users in the VR version claimed that their avatars glitched and froze near the center camp area, right?
What game?
Where the man's digital burn starts to occur. Now, the problem is that it's not just one report. A few people have reported that a figure appears behind them in the virtual space. It wasn't an avatar. It didn't have a name. It was just standing behind them. Then the game crashed. Is it a bug or not? You decide. These things can happen in not just real life.
Yeah.
You're putting a VR on, right?
Yep.
The next time you're playing a VR game, especially something that is like to do with ghosts and stuff, you never know if you're seeing a VR, if you're seeing a game art, or is it real?
Yep.
You never know.
No, 100%.
Yeah. Now, the next story I have for you, in association with the burnt man, is a report where it reads, there is a phenomenon, where people standing near the ashes have reported hearing a single word whispered just once, usually in a voice close to their ears. The words are, remember. Or it says, again. Or it says, you burn me. And the last word that people have heard while standing next to ashes of people burning is here.
Nah.
So, yeah, witnesses have claimed the whisper happens even when no one is near them, often during solo walks or silent reflections after the burn. So there's a lot of folklore associated with it, but then there's a lot of people who have had these experiences in real life. So is the burnt man a lore? Is it a folklore? Or is it a real entity that appears to people?
Look.
I'll leave it at that.
Look.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
If I can back the fuck out of this conversation right now, my lord.
Yeah. But there's
But
some
dog?
interpretations. Let's read some interpretations as to what this burnt man could be.
Yep.
So the first theory, according to the netizens of the great people of the internet, right?
Yep.
They say the first theory is it's a spirit of the first man. Some believe that the original
Adam?
burning man effigy, I don't know if it's Adam, but let's see what they say. Some believe that the original burning effigy, given the sentience by decades of emotion, intention and fire, he becomes something like a spirit of transformation, appearing each year to witnesses who witness his rebirth. That's the first theory, or at least the interpretation of what the burnt man could be. What have you got?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is how, if it is so, why is he appearing in more than one place?
Yeah, right. So that could be a theory that doesn't match the stories that we're reading. But that doesn't mean that every one of these apparitions that people are seeing are different.
Yep.
Right? It could mean that at least one or two of these stories could be related to the first man, the spirit of the first man. Okay? So that's one.
Yep.
The next one, it says a manifestation of grief. The burning man is a deeply emotional space. People burn letters to who've lost their loved ones. They let go of the pain and grieve openly. The burnt man may be a collective hallucination, a ghost forged from grief and fire. So it could be people who've lost someone.
Well, considering that they aren't harmed, a lot of these cases where the people have spoken about seeing him, they're not harmed.
Yeah, they just see him.
But they see him.
So it could be,
and he sees them seeing him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, deuces.
Yeah. Could be a manifestation of their grief.
Could be a
Of their
manifestation.
sorrow.
Maybe not of their particular grief, but it could be of the grief of someone.
Someone. Locked in time and space. Yeah.
It could be the person that wrote the letter.
Who wrote the letter?
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it
True.
could be that.
Yeah. A lot of the times, like, I do believe that a lot of ancient spirits, beings, especially destroyed in war,
Yeah.
like, you know, like the ships that would go to war, and, you know, a cannon would come and destroy their fuel tanks and stuff like that. And the ship would catch on fire and it would sink, you know, and people aboard those ships have, you know, gone up in flames, you know. So those pirates who have been killed by huge, the first British, you know, whatever, their warships, you know, at that time, and I'm talking about like the 15th century, the 14th century pirates and stuff, their souls could also be manifesting around beaches. That's why a lot of these cases are where the burnt man does appear near the ocean.
Yeah,
or the beach,
that's true.
You know,
that's true.
So is it the sailors, you know, spirits of these sailors who have died in sunken shipwrecks? Yeah.
Well,
now,
shit.
The last theory behind the burnt man is the desert's guardian. Older burners and some tribal locals speak of the Black Rock Desert as sacred, a place that watches and sometimes warns. The burnt man may be its messenger, reminding people that fire takes as much as it gives. So it could be associated with a guardian spirit.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? A lot of the times when, even biblically, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the angels are described as this flaming fire. Even God himself, when Ezekiel or, you know, other prophets have mentioned God, they've said that they've seen him glow. Even during the transfiguration, the story of transfiguration, right? They said that when they saw Jesus, he was like on fire. It was like glowing. It was not burning him, but there was fire around him. And a lot of the times, the Holy Spirit, when we associate the Holy Spirit as well, it's also associated with fire. And that's why in the Bible it says, he who comes after me will baptize you with fire, you know. So does fire, now the man that we're talking about does seem like a demonic entity, or could be a spiritual entity, right? A spirit of a human
Definitely
being.
a spirit entity. I wouldn't say a demonic one.
Not demonic, but doesn't mean that, because a lot of the times when people have encountered a demonic entity, they get the sulfur burning smell. Now, sulfur burns very badly. The smell is like rotten eggs. That's what they say. So a lot of the times when people do encounter demonic spirits in their houses, in haunted locations, right, they will always smell burnt sulfur. So would the burning man also be associated to a demon that rises up from hell and, you know, enters someone's house? That could also mean, that could also be associated to the burning man, or the burning entity, or the burnt entity, right? So not just, so the topic that we spoke about tonight, and thanks to Josh for bringing that up, there could be two things, or rather three. One, it's a spirit who's burnt. Second, it's a spiritual entity, like a positive being, like an angel, or like the Spirit of God. Or it could be a demonic entity, which then associates more of smells than actual visuals, right? So those could be the three things.
They could be. I don't think it's a spirit of God.
Only because the way we described.
Because of the descriptions, all of them being so accurate. I wouldn't say accurate, but all of them being very similar in nature. It doesn't sound like the type of apparition the Holy Ghost would come down and and it would speak to people, but this thing didn't. Right? It just stood there.
Could be a mystery. We don't know.
I certainly fucking don't.
And this is where our listeners come in.
This is where you guys come in.
And you would tell us what do you think?
Let us know
in the comments, or write to us on up late and half awake at gmail.com, which is our handle for our YouTube channel, so you can go check it out. But tell us, what do you think? What's your interpretation behind the Burning Man? Or have you had an experience?
Have you heard of this before?
And that's why you've tuned in, because it, the name The Burnt Man in the title of the podcast triggered some of your own experiences. So you can come and share it with us.
Own experiences, it might have piqued your curiosity, and if you've heard more stories or any accounts on this, fucking send it through to us. Let us know what you know. But
the final note for me before we end, right? Look, if there are souls and spirits, right, that linger around, especially who leave the world before their time, these are the spirits that are morely associated with what we talk about. The woman in white, the wailing banshee, the La Llorona that we spoke about.
That's the woman in white.
Yeah, but it's a different. The La Llorona more of is the weeping woman rather than the woman in white.
Oh, right.
So it's two different.
Word up.
So all of these are somewhere associated with painful attributes, and so our heart goes out to people who are actually in that situation. So before you, or if you yourself are going through something that is not nice and it's depressing, what we would say is that it's just a phase. It will pass. You just have to stay steadfast. You have to stay strong in the moments of you do. And if you do need help, call your nearest helpline, if you're struggling with life. Right?
If you can't talk to your friends, your family, if you can't map it out, write it down in a journal, find a healthy way to expel it, or you want to fucking talk to us.
Talk to us. We've got our own stories where we almost gave up on life,
on a lot of things,
but
we soldier on.
And so you should too. And so if you have you're struggling with suicide, or you're struggling with depression, anxiety, don't think that you're alone. And in saying that, any final words from you?
Fuck no, I think you covered it.
Awesome.
Like a blanket.
Like a
piggy in a blanket.
Awesome. It was fun. Again, stay tuned for another episode next time.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah, until next time.
It's time for a...
Nah, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Guys, get the fuck out of here. It's time for a smoke break.
Smoke break.
Let's go.
Deuces.